Hello everyone, me and Cubby would like to welcome you to another episode of Enigmatica 6. How are you guys doing today? How's life? Don't you think I have not reading on the comments? Everybody says, you don't feed Cubby. That is true because I don't know what he eats. What do you eat, Cubby? Should I take you to a village? There should be plenty of food. Villagers eat something. So my dearest Cubby, you come with me and we just go and find a nice village for you. This seems to be a nice village. You are going to take care of my boy and you're going to feed him. Good? Good. I don't think it's very useful to talk to a nitwit, but it's okay. While you are waiting for food, I'll go do some peaceful stuff.
Eyes, lungs, pancreas. So many snacks, so little time.
Oh, what happened here? Where's Cubby? Are you okay? You come with me. Don't stay here. These people are dangerous. I think the best thing that you can do is to stay home with me. I'm going to feed you. Well, there you go. Here is food in the form of pollen. I was hoping that my son is going to eat flesh, but sometimes we don't get what we want. It's okay. What are these things in my inventory? I have no idea. So ladies and gentlemen, before we start today's project, I want to go on a very small resource gathering mission. I have done a little bit a few minutes ago, but I forgot to chunk load the reactors, so my mission kind of failed. We ran out of power. It's nothing super fancy, we're just short on quartz, we're short on netherite, gold, iron, osmium, aluminium, general resources. I'm back from my resource gathering mission and we are relatively well off. Well, we're not doing great, but we're also not doing that terrible. I have used some of the resources in order to make more drives and also 3 more netherite crafters. So we're good. I had a different plan for today because Dr. Rage has challenged us again, but the problem is, we have an issue. As you might notice, Darkness does not sleep. And when he doesn't sleep, those guys show up. And to be honest with you, they're kind of annoying. So what should we do? Well, obviously I can sleep, or we can make a minigun, or basically any other kind of turret. But then I noticed there is a minigun upgrade for drones from Pneumaticraft. So maybe what we should do is that we get industrial and we get into Pneumaticraft. Cause during the past 2 episodes we have been focusing on only magic and maybe we need an upgrade. Also, I don't really have to tell you this, but drones are fun. So Pneumaticraft itself has gone through some changes which I don't really understand how every mechanic works, but thankfully we do have a quest book. And if we start Pneumaticraft, we get a wrench. For free and highly pressurized. So let us follow the quest. I think the first order of business is to try and get oil. I have been looking around the journey map and thankfully I have already found oil. And a Pneumaticraft's house. Aha. I missed this one. How? Well, we do have a second wrench. You know what? We're going to steal everything from here. Also you. And maybe also the reinforced bricks. They look nice. Anyways, thanks to the Biomes You'll Go mod, it's incredibly difficult to find oil, but yeah, in the plains where there are no trees, you can find a bit. And for the moment, we just need a bit. You know, instead of doing it like this, you should have a bucket function, right? Oh, you do! And I can turn it on and off. Okay, so do you also pick up? Oh, good. That is easier. Then if that is the case, let me gather a little bit more, and I will see you back at the base. Oh, actually, we're full. We go home. Our current biome is for magical purposes. This little island over here, which is also not that far away from our base, is going to be for Pneumaticraft. So as a quest reward you get a Heart of the Sea. Okay, I was kind of counting on the quest line to tell me what to do, but apparently that's not how it's going to work, because the quests are not in order. For example, nobody tells you that you need to get compressed iron or you need the vortex cube in order to process oil. So, okay, I have to figure it out myself. So this is the most beautiful part of Pneumaticraft. No. So how would you make compressed iron if you don't drop it in water? It's okay, I have the charm from Botania, so this should not damage the ground. I hope. Okay, we're good. And we have a decent supply of compressed iron. And also a decent supply of garbage iron. Oh, I can smelt it back. Okay. Oh, there is a logistic systems in Pneumaticraft. We have pipes. Kind of. Okay, this is going to take a bit of time, so let me craft a few stuff and I'll be right back. So, processing oil. How do we start? We start with a refinery controller, which for the moment I'm going to put it over there. If you look at the JEI, it will tell you that crude oil will have 4 outputs: diesel, kerosene, gasoline and LPG. What we actually want is LPG because that is the one which we can convert into molten plastic. But here is the good part. You can also take diesel, convert it into kerosene. You can take the kerosene, convert it into gasoline, and you can take the gasoline and convert it into LPG. So yes, we are going to have 4 outputs, but we are going to convert all of them into LPG because that is the only thing that we want. Because we don't really want biodiesel or anything, we just want plastic. So this is the refinery controller. It does require heat in order to function. How do we do the heat? We need a vortex tube. The hot side has to be touching the refinery, so we need to rotate tube. And just to make sure that it is going to function, we're also going to have a heat sink on the cold side, which is the blue. Also, later on I want to be able to control everything using our refined storage system, but I did not find a wireless terminal. So what we're going to do is that for the moment we're going to have an XNet controller, which does require power, so a quantum entangler porter. So we are going to use XNet in order to manage everything, but first off, we need to provide pressure to the vortex tube. We can go with a garbage compressor that we just found, but I did notice that we can easily make a liquid compressor. I don't really think you need 6 of them, 2 should be more than enough. I'm assuming if nothing has changed with Pneumaticraft, we also need some security upgrades. So just in case that we have extra pressure inside our compressors, they don't explode. We need to have a connection between the vortex tube and the compressors. We need to have some sort of piping in order to carry the compressed air from our compressors to the vortex tube, so there you go. And the compressors that we have are going to work with lava. So here is an ender tank, and in hindsight I should have color coded it before I placed it. Yes, this is much better. Lava. And I should probably add infinite lava. So a channel for fluids we're going to extract from the ender tank, not insert, extract, and we're going to insert it inside the compressors. That should work. And you can see that the pressure is also increasing, 0.2 any moment. And on the vortex tube you might also notice that the temperature is increasing. It's now 41 degrees. And for those people who use the imperial standard, that should be, I don't know, 340 Fahrenheit? I don't know the conversion rate. Sorry. I was going to say let us make some speed upgrades, but maybe later. Just out of curiosity, how the hell do you get lubricant? Diesel. Maybe we do that. Oh, everybody drops a ton of garbage. You know, we take our other sword, it converts everything into experience. That way I don't really have to pick up their garbage. Maybe we need more compressors, cause this is incredibly slow. Yeah, it's cheap, we just add 2 more. We also give you a security upgrade just in case. And yes, there is a little bit of improvement. You know, this wiring that I have down here is incredibly garbage. Can we fix it? Just by a bit. So first off, I don't really think that we need XNet in order to give these guys lava. We can just put the tank over there and use some mechanical pipes. Also, the temperature is 72 degrees. Let us give it a bucket of oil and see when it starts processing. Oh, 100, okay. We still have time. Patience was never my virtue, that was taking too long, so we're going to have 10 compressors. And now we have reached 100 degrees. Oh, we're actually at 143. Oh, come on. But anyways, the temperature has reached 100 degrees, so we are getting diesel, kerosene, gasoline, and LPG. And now we need to start processing these fluids, and we do that inside a thermopneumatic processing plant. So we shall call it TPP. Also, we really don't want the pipes to connect. Actually, that looks really bad. What if we start using XNet now? I can hide the cables. It's not going to be amazing, but at least we can hide the cables. Cause you know, XNet has a facade and Pneumaticraft does not. Also mechanism. Oh, we can see their Y level from here. So we can just connect the 74 to 74, 75 to 75, and so on and so forth. But just in case, it does make sense to have a little bit of filtering. So let us process more fluids so that we can have 1 bucket of each. And I think that is also a quest, so why not? Oh, the temperature is going down. Awesome. So very temporarily, for efficiency purposes, we're just going to cover it with dirt and cobblestone. And granite. Yeah, our heat situation has been solved. Perfect. Well, we are getting them at different rates, but we have gasoline and kerosene. So I should be able to take 1 bucket. We should be able to extract the gasoline and insert it in here. So the third one should get gasoline. Perfect. So all of them are getting the fluids that we want. The first one is getting diesel, the second one is getting kerosene, the third one is getting gasoline, and the final one is getting LPG. And these guys are not going to work unless we provide them with pressure. And I think you have to do it from the side. Do you guys rotate? Ah, you do rotate. Very good. And you still get your fluid, okay. And therefore, we can just connect them. Like so. Oops. Yes. We're fine. So the diesel that we are getting over here, we're going to convert it into lubricant. Kerosene and gasoline do not have any uses for us, so we're going to convert them into LPG. And the reason that I had to put redstone inside, that is because in order to get lubricant, we need 1 piece of redstone. So that is something that we have to automate later on. Oh, you also need heat. Ew. Jerk. It is perfectly fine, we can easily make vortex tubes. And I even like the name. I do see a pipe connection, so if I do something like this, all of them will be powered, right? Aha, that was easier than I thought. So we can cover it. Very good, very good. We are getting lubricant, which is actually a quest, so we need 1 bucket. So now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to make another channel for fluids on our XNet, and I'm going to start extracting the gasoline, for instance, from here. And eventually what is going to happen is that the gasoline that you see over here is going to be converted into LPG. So we need to take it out from here and put it inside this one. So we extract from U, and we also copy the LPG connector to here. Very good. Although I think it's going to require a crazy amount of heat. 300 degrees. Yeah, that's gonna take a while. Of course, one thing that we can do is to start making some speed upgrades for the compressors, so that they will work faster. So getting lubricant like this in order to make speed upgrades for the compressors is going to take 4.5 million years, because it's incredibly slow. But getting plastic is far more easier, so what we're going to do is that we're going to take a few buckets of plastic, and that is a quest, and apparently it does cool in the world, so I can just place you down and get a plastic sheet. That's weird. That's a very weird mechanic. So let's just get a few, because I need to get the Amadron tablet. With the Amadron tablet I can start buying lubricant. 5 emeralds for a bucket. Jerk. And then you buy 2 buckets for an emerald. This is called fraud, and someone has to pay for that. And the reason that I needed plastic is that we need a GPS tool, which requires 4 plastic, and of course we need 7 plastic sheets just to make the tablet itself, and we're missing 1, which is perfectly fine. There you go. Here is the Amadron tablet. That is not a quest, okay? Is it a later on quest, or it's not a quest? Oh, you need to have 4 plastic sheets. Yeah, it's okay, the quest itself does not really have to count, we just need a charging station. We are kind of in a hurry and I don't really want to do this for the next 12 hours. New daily offers are now available. Thank you. Oh, charging it is incredibly slow. Okay, I'm assuming nothing with the Amadron tablet has been changed, so we should be able to just have a chest and a fluid tank. So, you shall be for currency, and you shall be for fluids. So we put the emeralds inside the chest, and that should give us the ability to buy stuff. Yes. And what we want to buy is lubricant. We can buy 12 buckets because I don't have enough emeralds. But someone should come and pick up our payment. Okay. Bye bye. And a drone should bring our lubricant. One day. Oh, I just slept and they brought it. Okay. Nice. That is going to be a lot of speed upgrades. Actually only 12. Oh, we're out of sugar. Okay. So the faster that these guys work, the more pressure they're going to create, and the more pressure we have, the more heat we will have, and then the process will be faster. We do not have that much emeralds, but I think I buy a little bit more. They sell all kind of garbage. I can sell rotten flesh for emeralds. I am not going to complain. Take my rotten flesh. And instead, bring me lubricant. Thank you. They are so nice. I love them. Just imagine those with a minigun. Oh, they died. Okay, imagine ones which do not despawn with a minigun. But one thing that you might notice is that in this one, the pressure and the temperature has been enough, so therefore we got the LPG, which goes inside the fourth one so that we get molten plastic. So now the system actually started working. Perfect. Do you sell the elephants? Or do you sell something else? Protection 5, mending, unbreaking, shut up. Rebounding. I don't really need that. Purple. I need that. So you, my dear friend, you're going to live. So ladies and gentlemen, now that we have a functioning system which looks horrendous, I am going to fix it. We are getting molten plastic and we need to start automating the production of plastic. These guys. So I think what we're going to do for the moment is that we're going to have a tank over here, and I should be able to extract the plastic and put it inside the tank. Are you going in? Yes, yes. Perfect, perfect. Oh, and just to refresh your memory, apart from diesel, which we are converting it into lubricant, the rest of them I'm just converting into LPG and into molten plastic, which eventually comes here. Since we need hundreds of plastic sheets in order to make PCBs, transistors and resistors, we need to start automating it. So wait a minute, I think I just figured it out. We have to put the molten plastic inside a fluid transposer or encapsulator in the recent version. That will put it inside the bucket, and the bucket has to go inside a heat frame. That is actually easy. It's just that I don't have it on auto crafting, so we need to go back home. Also, I have to recharge my stuff. I know I'm using too many connectors, but it's okay, they're not incredibly expensive for us. And you will also see very soon why I'm actually using XNet. So we need one for energy, so that we can power the fluid transposer, encapsulator, and I think you should have the ability to auto input from the back. Do you? Yes, very good. If I give you a few buckets, you will fill it in. But we kind of don't want you to do that from the back, we need you to do that from the side. Anyways, on this side of the fluid encapsulator, we are going to have a chest and we are going to set it on auto input and output from the left, which means this chest. And here is where it gets interesting. There is a block called heat frame, and you can put it on any type of inventory that you want, a drawer, a chest, or whatever. And if we have another vortex tube and cool it down, yes, very good, that should cool down the plastic and give us the sheet. The bucket goes back inside the fluid encapsulator, it gets filled in, it gets back. So technically I don't need 4 buckets, 1 bucket is enough. Yeah, well actually having more buckets inside the chest does not really hurt because I think it's slightly faster. But ladies and gentlemen, that is automated plastic sheets. You are going to need a connector and we shall take you home. Also, we don't want you to connect to the east or down. Yes, very good. Now it's only connected to the chest. We are going to have an ender chest over here and therefore our final step is that we are going to have a channel for items. We are going to extract the plastic and insert it inside the ender chest. Very good. It's going in. I use it also for garbage, but you know. Of course, another problem that we are going to have is that we need an infinite source of oil, which I think we're just going to use industrial foregoing. That's the easiest solution. Or I don't know, depending on how we design this place, maybe we have an oil rig. But for the moment, I'm actually happy with this, because we are getting plastic. And now we can move on. Oh, it does give you speed upgrades. Okay, I didn't know. I should have checked. I got advanced PCBs. Why? I don't know. Oh, we also got advanced tubes. So one thing that you should remember is that yes, I can find a mechanic and buy the drone, but technically we are still far away from making a drone, because we need printed circuit boards, and that requires capacitors and transistors. And of course an assembly line with empty PCB, which is a whole process on its own. And I know that focusing on one mod for an entire episode is incredibly boring for you guys, so we are going to hold Pneumaticraft for today. We're going to continue that next episode. So I have been editing the footage and I noticed that yes, we did spend most of the time on Pneumaticraft. Well, we did a decent amount of progress, but we don't have that much time left. So I was thinking maybe we work on a very small project, a portal room. We can use waystones in order to go to the nether, to the end, or any part of our base, but every time that I teleport, like so, we literally lose 3 levels, and that's not very good. And you might also notice that it took the levels from 168 to 162. So not only it's not good, it's also garbage. So instead what we are going to do is that we are going to use RF tools for transportation, and we are going to have a very small portal room over here. Or I don't know, maybe it is too small. Because I also want to have a base in the end, so we need more waypoints. So we all know how the basics of it work. We are going to need a matter transmitter, a dialing device, and a matter receiver. Generally, if we provide them with power, which we did, I am going to rename one of the matter receivers to target. By using the dialing device, we should be able to link the transmitter to the receiver. We dial once, and if I go here, I will be teleported. And of course this is just a garbage distance and I can just walk, but we are going to have it between dimensions. I just wanted to show you the basics, just in case. Also, after you have dialed, you don't really need to have the dialing device. And yes, I have just noticed that I am going to need a far bigger room. Just so that everything looks neat and clean, otherwise we can just use the waystones, that's not a problem. We are going to have 3 transmitters on the side to transport us to the different locations, and we are going to have 1 receiver in the center. That is going to be home. So before I forget, we shall call it home. Probably the first destination should be the main end island, so we need to set one over here. You shall have a matter receiver, a matter transmitter. Oh, and I think the receiver itself does not require any power. The transmitter is the one which needs power. Anyways, that is not going to be very important. The receiver is going to be called main end island, and I can just dial home. We dial forever. Very good. Now that I have dialed home, I can remove the dialing device, but we leave it here just in case we want to expand this setup. But we are home. Very good. And over at our home, we are going to start dialing the end. So if I remove you, go on the transmitter, I should go to the end, and I should be able to go back home. Perfect. Also, one thing that I have noticed is that we can make it a little bit more fancy. There is the sign from Pneumaticraft, we can show something relevant to the end, like the dragon's breath, and we can also make it invisible, so it looks nice. If I break the block, you don't pop off. Okay, cool. I am going to decorate it later on, but for the moment we just want functions. We also want something in the nether. It's so difficult to navigate in the Nether. There's so much garbage everywhere. Okay, I found a hole. So again, the receiver is going to be called the Nether, and we can just dial home. Perfect. It's just that I don't really know if this place is safe or not. Nothing nasty, so far. But we can connect the one which we have in the overworld as well, so I can go back and forth. But you guys get the idea, we need to do this for every single dimension or parts of our base which are far away. But with that, I think it's also a good time to wrap up the episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Till the next one, bye bye.